Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Trusted Gem. God is Quita. You call me Quita, either one will do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, donate, all that good jazz. If you want to book a reading with me, a session with me, it is in the description box below. And do me a favor, click that post notification bell so that you can be notified each time I upload a video. Today, I'm just going to be talking about, I don't know too much about Bantu. I think it's called Bantu nuts or something. I think that's what it's called. It's some African nuts. I think they call Bantu nuts. That's what I'm looking them up right now. They're called Bantu nuts. Remember when I was telling you guys about a voodoo doll? Either this time, well, I don't know particularly, but I heard Bantu nuts. So they either got a voodoo doll or a picture of your something, and they perform of mine too. And they've been performing like sticking Bantu nuts and like, okay, every time what Spirit showed me is every time that they stick one of those knots in there is with a purpose. They when they wrapped it or coiled it, and then they stick it into the picture or to the voodoo doll, they say what the purpose is and they chant it, whatever. Anybody that knows spiritual work know that that's how, when they're doing negative energy work, that's how that goes. And this particular person is a Sagittarius sun. I'm not saying like her husband. All my single ladies, her husband. Yeah. And we already know he's from Africa, but he's doing negative energetic work on me because he's on that list. And you know, the backlash comes with exposing people. I didn't expect to just be like, oh my God, like it never works that way, you guys. It never works that way. That's why it's a Christ consciousness and it's an antichrist consciousness. Antichrist, anybody knows that Antichrist is the body of people who are mentally ill. The devil is mentally ill. That's why he went against God. He got so big headed until it made him mentally ill. He didn't never come back to his senses. So those are his people, and this is what they do when they want to control you. Only way that I know that what was going on, because I revealed this to someone, to a particular individual who was tied to someone, and they didn't know why they couldn't leave this person. And this person had performed had a voodoo doll, and half of her head, it was cut parted perfectly in half of her head. In the spiritual one, I could see it's had the Bantu nuts, and the other half had the long, her hair was long and beautiful. And she's like, I can't leave. And I was like, what's that in your hair? And I kept asking, I said, what's that in your hair? In the spiritual room, I kept asking her, I said, what's that in your hair? She was like, I don't know. She's like, I never knew that my hair had this. I thought my hair was straight on the other side. And you kid you not, you guys, she was able to choose whether she wanted to leave her husband after then, simply because she didn't even know, she wasn't even aware that the knots were in her head. She kept looking like, oh my God, this is in the spiritual world, not in real physical life. So you know, but she kept saying, oh my God. And this is how I know the particular person is working on me, because Spirit kept saying Bantu nuts, and then I kept getting different messages who was working on me. And this particular energy was silent the whole time. And this person is a high rank Freemason. In the spiritual realm, this person is a high rank I don't know to what degree this Freemason is, but he had done work on the Twin Towers and stuff like that. He manifests that, and he can control the weather to a certain degree. They want you to think it's Hillary Clinton, and CERN to a certain degree can control certain stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. They actually keep sending the snowstorms, and he is actually very powerful Freemason. He have a lot of knowledge when it comes to Freemasonry stuff. So that being said, this particular person kept this is why I've been lethargic and just like not wanting to do anything for the last couple of days or so. And this stuff is highly potent because this person have a high spiritual rank in Satan's kingdom. So this particular person have been working on my crown with Bantu knots. And I'm not trying to demonize African religion, because I really don't know a lot about it. I just know what I saw in the spiritual world. And his wife, I seen her in the spiritual world before she died. She died a physical death, but they didn't never put that out there. But she had half of her hair was straight and the other half had Bantu knots in it. And I said, what's wrong with your hair? Because I had never seen Bantu knots at that particular time. And I just knew something, like this side looked dead and this side looked alive. And she was like, oh, she was looking in the mirror. She said, I never noticed that. She said, I never noticed. She said, thank you. And then when they went into the spiritual world or whatever, I guess she figured out what was going on, because she didn't even know it was like in her hair. She didn't even know that. She was thinking her hair is both, was straightened on both sides, and it really wasn't. So there's the same person doing the same thing on me, trying to keep my energy bound, trying to keep me stagnant from moving forward, because I know I got a lot of stuff. Like, I had a lot of downloads of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's like I didn't have the energy to do it. It's like my mind, like, I don't know how to put it. It's just like, how you just lay in the bed and you just it's almost like you're depressed, but I knew I wasn't depressed. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I just felt very lethargic, very like unmotivated, very just like, and they was using Bantu knots, either in a picture or a voodoo doll. But Spirit kept telling me Bantu knots, and and when they use them, I can feel them pierce my head. Like, they love to pierce me right in the middle of my head. Anybody know the middle, right? Wherever he was sticking, wherever he was sticking the Bantu knots, they were really piercing my brain. I could feel it when it's right here. I could feel it. I could just feel it. And any and everybody that was praying for me and for me to overcome, I really appreciate that. I was to the point where I couldn't pray. I couldn't do anything. I prayed, but usually I pray 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. And I got to the point where I was praying 1 time a day, 2 times a day. And I mean, that helped. I could see that the prayer helped, but I was so used to being so more energetic, and my energy just, vibrant. Anybody, y'all just click on my channel, anybody know that I'm a very vibrant person. I'm a very, like, lively person. And I couldn't, like, for the couple of past days, the past days, I could not just, it felt like I was just, like, depressed, and I haven't been depressed in years. Over 10 years I have not been depressed, because I sing, I dance, I write, I do a lot of different creative things. I'm recording. I do a lot of creative projects. I write songs, I write music, I do a lot of things creative, and it's not for money. This is just who I am. It keeps me going. It keeps me up. And even when I go through bad things, I just write a song and I laugh it off, because I understand when somebody get you to be depressed, or get down in depression, it's hard to pull yourself out of things like that. It's hard. And then if you fall into the enemy trap, then you got to rebuild yourself all over again. I'm like, God, don't ever let me fall into that trap. Well, I have to rebuild myself all over again. I'm tired of doing that. And so this was over 10, probably 15 years ago, that I had was really depressed, and I was pregnant, and that pregnancy just wasn't good for me. It wasn't even a pregnancy. I can't even bring on a baby. It was just the person that I was with at the time. They were very draining and depressing, and so it made me depressed. So when I ended up leaving this person, I ended up going to the church, and the woman of God told me to fight. I've been fighting ever since. I've been fighting to stay balanced. I've been fighting to just be a part of this beautiful community of being the light, of being conscious of the Christ consciousness, of being a part of the solution instead of the problem. You feel me? So yeah, this particular person was using Bantu knots on me, and I remember like a couple of years, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember when the Lord kept bringing it back to my memory, and he kept bringing it back to my memory about the Bantu knots, and this It was her, and her husband had did Bantu knots on her, but with the Bantu knots, you know, when they do them, they wrap them with purpose and all of that, and that's what he had did it to keep her. Ooh, where did that come from? To keep her. Yeah, they doing these spells again. They did that to keep her tied to him, and that was one of the particular, that's one of the ways I see her in the spiritual realm. And she was like, I'm just so glad you freed me. I'm recording, give me a second. I'm so glad you freed me. I'm so glad. She said, but they gonna be like, she was telling me that she told me a lot of stuff. I can't really say what she said, all of what she said, but she just basically was telling me that they're gonna be mad, that they got a whole plan, and she really didn't want to be a part, but she had to be a part because of everything she had done and who she was married to. So she had to be a part of it, and I guess they found a way to bring her energy back. And it's not fully back like she was, but y'all know people be playing with clones, and sometimes it don't even be clones, it be other people that look like her until they can, you know, upgrade the clone and do something. Child, it's a lot. I just don't want to talk about it because we're not at the point. I don't think society is at that point yet. We know about clones, but we're not given the full details of it. So I'm just gonna browse over that a little bit. But yeah, it was different stuff. His wife actually died a physical death, and they brought her back. She died a physical death. She was dead for almost a year, but probably more. And they did some kind of it's a lot. I know a lot about a lot. So anyways, long story short, that the Bantu knots, that's what was being done on me, because they understand the other warfare. I knew about it. I can work. I've been, you know, fighting that kind of warfare. So they do it another warfare, which is the Bantu knots. I had never knowingly had that done, and now I'm pretty sure that's the first time that Bantu knots was done on me. And if it's not, then this is the first time Spirit really revealed it to me that that's what it was. And what people feel or realize when it comes to me, not one person just be working on me. They used to have 2 to 4 to 8 people working on me at one time, and that's the only way that they can get me down. And that's not even fair, but that's what they do. But that's exactly what they do. They have 2 to 8 people working on me at one time, and that's crazy. For one person that's supposed to be not that good, that's supposed to be don't have that good person, I'm supposed to be a basic bitch. Like, why does it take all of y'all to do that though? If I'm so basic, why does it take all of y'all to do that? And then it don't make no sense, because at the end of the day, I don't be bothering nobody. I'll be minding my business, spreading love, light, just be joyous and trying to be prosperous and trying to make especially black people uplift the black community, because we're the ones that had it bad for so long. But it's our own people that sold us into slavery. It's our own people that made it bad for us. So a lot of people, that's why they say that the devil is a black man. I honestly believe that. They used to try to make it like it's a white thing, but I honestly don't believe that. I honestly believe it's a black thing. They said the devil was black, and I really do believe that, because this is what it is. Black people, our black-owned black community sold us out, and people don't like to talk about that. Oh, it's white people. No, it's not. No, it's not. They got the privilege because of the way that the warfare was done against a certain Moorish people, certain tribal people, because they understood that those are God chosen people, and they think all those Jews that God is talking about people across the water, but He's talking about people that look like me. Hair like sheep wool, that look like me, that got the same color I got, that, and mostly it's the Indians and Mexicans and stuff that were this was how can I put it, that this was done to a certain sect of group of people that were probably from Africa. I don't know, but I know when Christopher Columbus came over here, Indians, Mexicans was already over here, and both of my dad and mom's side is Indian. People like to say I like to disassociate myself by saying that I'm Indian. It's just the truth. It's the honest to God truth. Like, I am not the person. Oh, I don't want to be black. My skin is dark. I'm black whether I came from Africa or not. My skin is dark. Like, you can't, whether originated in Africa or not, it doesn't matter. My skin is dark. And that's the whole thing. And then they're trying to make it like all Africans are not like that, but it's a group of Africans that did this that worked with demons. And we want to say it was white people. It was not white people. It's a group of Africans and that work with demonic spirits that probably took it into the white or however in the white community and made it as such. But what spirit showed me is that it was our own people. It was our own flesh and blood people in our own country. It was our own people. 15:15 on the clock. And that's just what it was. And we like to think it's white people that did it. It's a white people bloodline that kept it going, but it's a black people bloodline that originally did that. Yeah. Anywho, moving along, to talk about America, this is the why they said America was an experiment, because these people sat down and had they just kept working with demons and kept working with evil spirits, and they plotted this out. This is very thought out, this is very premeditated, and that's why they say America is an experiment. We are an experiment. We the only nation of people right now that allow all these chemicals, processed foods, because we really are under experiment. That's why they want to, especially when I was younger, they was wondering why I was not getting sick and wondering why certain things would happen to me. And my mom didn't know at the time. She was ignorant, and they used to run all kind of blood tests and stuff on people in my area, in my school, and they used to pay her a lot of money to test my blood, to put certain stuff in my blood to test it. And then not only that, when I got older and I started to donate plasma and stuff, they would pay me, because if you put a shot in my body does not just be immune against whatever they put in my body, but my body actually produces the shot itself, so they don't have to spend money. All they got to do is wait 14 to 15, 16 days to come get a shot, or come get a tube of my blood, and my blood can cure people with cancer, people with HIV and stuff. This is what my blood was going to a particular person, and they won't even just take my plasma. They'll take a tube of my blood, my actual blood, and give it to whoever was B positive like me. They would do that, and yeah. It's a lot of us that's like that, and you don't know. And if I hadn't been going to plasma, and if I hadn't had that experience when I was younger, 17, I would have never known. But yeah, even I don't really get sick. That's why right now, what's going on with my health, I know it's spiritual warfare. I know it's people like, I want to go get my teeth done, and the spirit revealed to me when the reason why they wanted the free consultation to do my mouth, to take pictures and x-rays of my mouth, so they can put the radiation into my body. And once the radiation went into my body, then they can do negative energetic work on my liver and my organs to try to kill me. And that's spiritual warfare. There's spiritual warfare at its finest. But now, since they did that, now I know how to detox. When I go to have any kind of x-rays or anything done, I know how to detox. When I walk through a medical, I know how to detox my body. I know how to detox now, because it's a formula for each thing. It's a formula for HIV. It's a formula for AIDS. It's a formula. You can cure anything on the face of this earth that anybody have. It's a formula. So at the end of the day, all they did was trigger God to give me the formula to cure myself. Just like they tried to end my twin flame relationship, and I just didn't want to say nothing rude, so I blocked my twin flame, because I knew the way I was feeling. I know it wasn't my energy, but it's just like I just kind of try to keep. I'll go in and shut everybody out, because I don't like to hurt people, especially people I love. I do not like to hurt them. I would hurt myself before I hurt them. And so at the end of the day, I had to block him. I had to, so that ugly, they wanted the ugly to come out in me. They wanted me to traumatize him, and I could feel it. I can feel it. So that's why I had to block. I had to, because as long as I see him, it's just like they tried to turn my love for him into hate, and I understood that's what they were doing. They were trying to feed my mind all negative things about him. It's some of the things he did do, but I forgave him. So why is this coming up? And it make no sense. So I'm like, God, something is not adding up here. So I just got quiet, and I just got really stagnant, because I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing. And I knew somebody was working on me, but this was a different kind of spiritual warfare. And it was Bantu knots. Bantu knots. A lot of stuff that people make, I put this? Because not everybody who wear Bantu nuts, they're not aware of those. It means something. It means something when you wear those type of hairstyles. It means something, and that's why I just wear my natural hair, because I know this is what God gave me. You get me? I'm not feeding into the devil's energy. I'm not feeding into the devil's traps. I'm trying to stay as far away from it as I can, and I'm not going to feed the devil knowingly. I'm not going to feed the devil. Just like fornication is a sin, I stop. It's easy for me to stop because I love the Lord. I love myself. I love my yoni energy. I love who I am as an individual, as a person. When I was more sick and more emotionally traumatized and stuff like that, I made bad decisions. But the more I heal, the more the good decisions I make. And then my body or whatever I feed my mind, like, no, you may be a little, you don't need to be outside. You need to be in here doing what you need to do and still working on you. And that's how I can stay with myself, because I feed my mind positive things. I know it's not good to share my yoni energy with everybody, and people always want to pull me back. But my last child is like 9. He is literally 9 years old. All of that, that's been almost a 10-year cycle. That's over. My last child is 9 years old, and yes, I have fornicated in between that time, but it was only with one person. And they always trying to pull me back to who I was. But you can't pull me back to something that God done heal me from. First of all, it's because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to being that person. Second of all, it's because I have the free will. And when you take somebody with some especially my free will, God do not play with you, play lightly. And then people like to say, oh, well, once this person, no, people can actually change. People can actually grow if they choose to. It's hard for a lot of people to change or grow, but and they just adapt to, this is a new wave, and let's just put on this mask. I don't put on a mask. I literally keep my yoni energy to myself. Only other person that can say they slept with me within the last 9 years is my ex, my Pisces, and have no man ever touched me. And in 2 years, he didn't even touch me. And then he came back in my life, and then it just wasn't the same, and he had to go. And that's the last time, a couple of months ago. I am not afraid of where I'm at in my journey. I am not. I am never going back to who I used to be, and that's a fact. Unless you're talking about the old me when it comes to setting boundaries, I'm good at setting boundaries. I'm good at that now. I used to be horrible at it, but now I practice it so much, I'm good at it. I don't even get lonely when I cut somebody off. It is what it is. I be like, I just start shouting for joy. Lord, you're making room for new people, and I just start shouting for joy, because it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I ain't finna hold nothing against it, but you ain't finna sit there and be my downfall. I'm not finna be loyal to a detriment, to a fault to you. No, I'm not doing that. For the simple fact is, I will walk away, and if you have to catch up, then you just have to catch up. That's me. If God told me to keep my yoni energy to myself, that's what I'm gonna do. Damn it, that's what I'm gonna do, and I don't care who like it. If God say no, dude, I'm just not. But for the simple fact is, I do not like being a part of a problem. I like to be the solution. And when I see people that create more problems and more problems, I don't want to be around you. I don't like being around that mindset. I don't want to be around you at all, because you're going to make more problems and more problems and more problems. And people that do stuff and change rules and regulations just to antagonize me, cool. Do what you're going to do, because I'm going to still do what I'm going to do. You hide a little bit, but you're going to have to pay for what you took. It's called balance. You're gonna have to pay for what you took when you knew you wasn't supposed to be doing that. So I let God work that out. I don't have to work that out. That ain't my fight. That ain't my battle. Your battle was with the Lord, because that's who directed me, who leaded me and got me. My battle is not to make you see anything. So that being said, you guys, I'm out. Peace.